Oh, they're going to reset. Like that works well with Putin. They should take notes on that.
Yeah.
Putin's big on the reset. Maybe if we, next they'll look into his eyes and say that they can see into his soul and he's not evil. Remember when Bush said that about
I
Putin? Yeah.
remember. I
Okay.
remember it all.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
sometimes it's hard to know what really happened and what was just some invention of this simulation that we find
Clearly
ourselves
in.
we find
Yeah.
ourselves living in. But that, I've never watched that show,
I
as
know.
you know. But I remember 8 years ago, there was a thing with them and Trump. It was weird. Like they were weird with him. And then they and I may be remembering this wrong. This may be a simulation piece. So if I remembered it wrong, I apologize. But they sort of, after the election was over and everything, they were like, "Hey, we're dating, guys." And it seemed to me like that was something they were trying to keep on the QT, and maybe Donald knew about. So like, why am I going to watch that ever again? Like
Yeah, I don't
if
know.
I
I
was
mean,
ever going to watch it,
I was never, I didn't even know about these people. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't watch it until it was like, oh my God, Donald Trump is the president and he's a fucking gangster, because I knew all that stuff. And I was like looking for what news is going to report on who this guy really is, and ended up watching that show because I had friends and family like, oh, you got to watch Morning Joe. I'm like, okay, I'll watch Morning Joe. Maybe they'll. So I missed all of that history. I really did. So I came late. You remember something you never really bought in. And it's not, who cares? It's just, these are what did I say to you? You're like, oh my God, why would they do that? And I said, because they're really fucking wealthy and they've got a big lifestyle. Like, that's just where my brain went. I don't know these people, but having been in a certain circle in Los Angeles for as long as I was, I know how important, how expensive that lifestyle is, especially if you have a bunch of young adults, you're putting through college, you're doing whatever, you've got multiple homes, you've got staff, you've got like, I don't know. That's just, and then there was reporting that just today that's exactly what it was, but who knows? Who knows? You look at your burn rate. Those people have a burn rate. It's a couple $100,000 a month going out the door, right? So if they thought that tap was going to get shut off, that, who knows? Now Comcast is selling it off.
Right.
Comcast is selling off MSNBC. They're selling off the bits and pieces. That's not an accident, by the way. That's like there's a lot of shuffling of very big pieces of not just our communication and our discourse, like our news media, but all things. There's like this great, these conglomerates that we ended up with. We allowed ourselves to be siloed industry-wise into these big conglomerates with just, a couple of big monsters owning everything. And Trump is coming in and it's happening. Like they're like, break it, sell shit off. It's like a Mitt Romney, that he was the guy that came in and fired your dad, right? That's how he made all of his money. It's like that. We, sell off the pieces. Carl Icahn, this bullshit, right? That's happening. And to have that happen to our fact and investigative, news body of news, very, very concerning. And we'll talk to our guest about it, but I imagine sort of all par for the course of this era that we seem to be careening into no matter what.